be a tough winner that division.
Yeah.
It's right in the league. It's on the front page. It's on the front of the league.
We know one team that's going to be in there.
No, we know two.
Yeah. Utica?
No.
No?
Auburn team is
Okay, yeah. Socrates.
the Socrates and
So that's like they actually clinched the playoff spot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Top two records are both. You get a run to one of those two teams.
Yeah.
And the other thing is it's also travel.
Yeah. Alright.
The different rounds. We're at the Watertown today.
I went to Newark yesterday.
How was that?
I mean, it's an old little park, you know. It's I have some friends that over that way. They used to come to Auburn quite a bit, and they were there, so I sat with them, and I mean they go regular to Newark.
Yeah. So I was up to Watertown today game. Where we won, I think 6-4.
Yeah.
We had about we had a bunch of errors.
Well, that was Newark yesterday against us. They I think we got like six. I think we got like 4 or 5 runs in the 6th inning. They walked a run in, and the guy got a bases clearing triple right down the right field line. And they were all completed. It was foul. And
I mean, like the home run was here.
well, yeah, it was kind of
Like that.
yeah, kind of yeah.
We scored 4 runs. We scored 4 runs in our first one up there. But it was fireman's night for
Right.
was it either Lime or Shimon?
Okay.
1 or 2. The Irons, the high school up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I've been up there. I mean, years ago we used to go up to Watertown a lot. I mean, when they were in the 10 league, yeah.
Yeah.
And right there at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The red and black team was practicing at 19.
Newark, you go in, you pay for your ticket. They don't give you a ticket. We didn't print tickets this year. With the COVID thing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, both of the clubhouses, they're little tiny. I mean, their 2 clubhouses are equal to our 1, and they're like kind of 2 separate buildings.
Yeah.
They're in Newark. The restrooms for like the public are right there too.
Yeah. You're wearing.
Did Auburn wear the red?
I think it's red.
Yeah, they had red yesterday. I think that's the road.
Yeah, I think
With the white.
Yeah, it was red.
Yeah.
Yeah. We scored 4 quick goals in the first inning. And they picked it away when it was around the park.
Yeah, Newark is just that one level, that lower level, yeah. Their light towers are they're not as high as these. They're lower. I knew it was an older park.
One thing that if you decide to go, they have construction on the park.
Right there at the entrance?
Yeah, on that road.
Okay.
On the street, it's in front of it.
Yeah. Okay. I forget the name of it.
It's caffeine.
There.
Well, the reason I know it's caffeine because before I used to go to Cape Vincent.
Okay.
And the t-shirt I bought was a 2-mile bay part of the park.
Over there, they throw in Newark. They were throwing shirts in the stands when they used to be called the co-pilots.
Yeah.
I I got one of them, the blue with the yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got one of them.
I was almost thinking about doing Chief tonight, but I decided against it.
Right, yeah.
It's taco night, and I wasn't too sure how big of a parking lot we had.
I went, let's see, I went to Syracuse.
Yeah, I got one idea for Shane. One idea for Shane. Well, since kids can't go on, since kids can't get autographs, what about playing foul balls and football and then autograph balls?
Yeah. Right.
Would that make sense?
I mean, no, it doesn't.
No.
I went to Syracuse Saturday with a buddy.
How was that?
It was good.
How are things up there?
I mean, it's much improved. I think. I mean, it's, you know, couldn't go out on the South City deck. There was a private party. They had that rented out, but that was fine. It's all cement. That deck.
Yeah.
They did away with the wood.
Yeah. Well, I heard that they do that.
Yeah.
But
And it's up a little bit higher than what it was.
yeah. Well, they're supposed to have two players in town. They're supposed to have two players in town rehabbing. For the Mets.
There's
Yeah, the two players from the Mets came up.
there's start with the pitchers here going down.
Yeah.
Catchers, infielders.
Yeah, they're two from Mets. Two in Syracuse on rehab.
But it changes daily. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, one guy's on the. Yeah, the starting one's on Syracuse. I saw.
I don't know if the chances are not is actually there. He was listed on their roster, but
They're playing Rochester.
yeah, they're playing Rochester now.
For 6.
But I mainly went to just like see the new
Changes?
see the new parts, whatnot. And yeah, it's and the concourse that goes on the left field, it goes right out to the bullpen bar there. Left, that's really nice out there. You go as far out as you can go towards right center, and the bullpen is right there behind the outfield wall. Hey, Eric, going. Where's it going?
Yeah, right here.
Message to Vito. There's Amelia. goes there a lot. He's had season tickets for years and years. These ones that are doing, they're on rehab. They're just there to try to get healthy and go back up. They're not really like playing hard. They're their pitching is really bad.
Yeah, I know. Two pitching
And
is bad this year.
they don't have many players that are hitting like over 200 on the team.
That's probably the reason why they're down so far in the state.
Oh, why they lost 15 in a row.
Yeah.
And then they were all excited that the day before on Friday they won, broke the losing streak of 15. Time though.
Well,
There wasn't a big
crowd.
no. I mean on the first base side, which is right in the sun, there wasn't
Everybody wants to.
hardly nobody sitting over there.
Everybody wants third base in the sun.
On the third base side was probably. Like when I go to Syracuse, I go right out. I usually go from where, cause I live right in Auburn, kind of towards the east end. I'll go right to Skinny Atlas, and then I get on right there in the village at the light right there, that 320 21, come out to Bennett's Corners,
Yeah.
right to 5, then all the way. Or sometimes I'll go and get 5 out by Walmart and go that way. Basically
Yeah,
the
I
same.
live on the Des Moines College side of Syracuse.
Okay. And I'll take 5 right to 690. And usually I'll go right, get off at Hiawatha.
Yeah.
Or go to Bear. Right out.
Yeah. The only problem right now is they're gonna work on Thompson Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I pick up a buddy, I'll go out by Community General and turn left right there. And you come in, you'll hit Glenwood.
Yeah.
One of the main. You go like down the hill past the cemetery. You turn left on Glenwood, and he lives right off of Glenwood.
Yeah.
And then you come up through from like, and you hit Hiawatha.
Yeah, that's right near where OCT is.
Yeah. Fowler is up there.
Yeah, they just put a football field in
Oh
Fowler.
yeah, we went by it. It was they were one of the last ones to get, weren't they?
Yeah.
The turf.
Yeah, because they're playing all their games over at the net park. And OCC tonight, the two Syracuse teams are playing one another in that league. One rule change for that league and their league is the international rule. Where you have the guy at second base.
Yeah.
They play one inning, if it's a tie, and then a tie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
It's 1 point.
So then they go like the standings, they go by points?
Yeah.
Instead of kind of how hockey does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
No, it's not 2 points. Not 2 points, it's only 1 point.
1 point per.
Yeah.
And then if you tie, you get a point.
Yeah.
Right.
Team that typically got last year is struggling this year. That is still. Young players up in Watertown, both teams are the young players.
Yeah.
A little bit. Part of the game has been the corners and the later half of the team.
Yeah. The strike zone got smaller.
Basically, the stuff above the knees you think you get.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Turn out to be the opposite.
Huh.
No home runs here yet, right? Just the college playoffs we had one.
Yeah. A ground rule double out right center by the exit. You know, I could see him taking the top billboards down and making it just a single.
Yeah, I can see a Budweiser one going. on that side. Down, I think in both corners, you got to highlight the yellow line a little bit. Yeah, I can't remember if you guys put one out up there or not. Up there in Watertown. I still see 8 left.
Yeah.
Maybe took the crowd size, maybe for a game.
Yeah, I stayed up in Newark. I stayed in this middle of the 6th. That was about just before 9 o'clock. After we got that parade of runs, I said, okay. You should be good for this game. In Newark, I thought was kind of good with the kids. They go around in the stands with the microphone and let the kids sing like they play. They're playing music in between innings and stuff, and the older guy at the mark like does a lot of the stuff. He hold the microphone out.
They had an older guy doing older and Shane doing the field stuff. So they're doing a lot of introductions and stuff. Like in Cleveland High School, the spring sports.
Yeah.
It's something I missed this year a little bit. Going to high school games. Maybe because they restrict them. Are you still missing that one player's number on there? Remember they missing last time was 23 on a wing.
There's 23 on.
Yeah.
Tom James.
Right, this right here.
Okay. Wow.
That's middle too.
How's that find roses?
Well, the Rock is so sorry for him.
utility player, and he has a 0 ERA. He probably had just like the minimum number of innings you need to
qualify.
Yeah. Huh. I'm getting a little concerned for my New York Mets. They have a 3-game lead now. With Washington, they had that makeup game yesterday, and Schwarber, he's like, I mean, for the Nationals.
He's ready to go nuts.
Yeah, he is.
One trade, which is Toronto and Tampa.
Yeah, Toronto got,
I think they got 15 players. Yeah, I got back an email before season started from Trenton. The person who got a chuckle out of it. I told him Paul LeBron James with the Yankees. You know what that is, right?
I think so. But,
Well, basically, it's all your jerseys and stuff. Is the NY on it. And oil check the car, set on fire. The contents. You take the trailer over, you take the trailer over to Yankee Stadium and leave it there. You put basically you keep it locked, right? You put on it, so you put for anything in jam to open.
Right.
Was that a little fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only because we moved it from Trenton drill made improvements to the ballpark, and we moved to Somerset, New Jersey. And down a few levels too. Somerset was only in the Atlantic League.
Right.
So I think that'd be a very good chuckle for the team. They gave me blonde hair and press to play that game.
Yeah.
He's a decent shortstop.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he feels pretty good.
He was playing up there. Paul was playing.
Now for tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Geneva Community College. Small classes, great professors, exactly where I want to be.
One guy hurt.
For the visiting Geneva Red Wings. Leading off, number 14, the right fielder, Philip Bernstein. Batting second, number 7, the shortstop, Brandon Myers. And third, number 38, third baseman, Thomas Latham. Batting fourth, number 22, first baseman, Benjamin Griffin. Batting fifth, number 27, the designated hitter, Brady Slinger. Batting sixth, number 32, the catcher, Jeremy Blinsky. Batting seventh, number 4, left fielder, Orson Hastings. Batting eighth, number 26, second baseman, Dalton Cody. Batting ninth, number 25, the extra hitter, Noah Reichman. And batting 10th, number 15, center fielder, Lachlan Charles. On the mound for the Red Wings, number 2, Patrick Riley. Now the starting lineup for the Auburn Doubledays. Leading off, number 8, third baseman, Logan Matson. And second, number 30, the shortstop, Christian O'Farrell. And third, number 43, first baseman, Brian Morrison. And fourth, number 39, the extra hitter, Matt Livingston. And fifth, number 12, left fielder, Ty Atall. And sixth, number 3, the catcher, Carson Dunkel. And seventh, number 7, center fielder, Dimitri Panalakis. And eighth, number 10, right fielder, Sam Del Colo. And ninth, number 11, second baseman, Connor Smith. And then 10th, number 6, the designated hitter, Marcus Maristella. On the mound for the Doubledays, number 41, Tommy Moore Jr. At this time, we ask that you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good from umpire. Right here, this guy.
Yeah, he was, that's different. He was okay.
Yeah, and I think too, his strike zone is not. You'll get too much low stuff.
Their flag isn't for right field. I mean, it's really, it's big. It's like a,
One more side?
Yeah. It's up. They have like a black top hat that goes around the whole in the outfield wall. A lot of people, they park in the grass behind that, where it's all trees, shaded. I pull in, right, go down around. Right, see see like practice balls sitting in the grass. Well, I think I'll park back a little farther. I like, you know.
Oh, there's some balls in the grass.
Yeah.
It's almost like you go over the Lemoyne for a game.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Louis.
Where is Louis?
Moving on for the Geneva Red Wings, number 14, right fielder Philip Bernstein.
Welcome back to some more baseball here at Falcon Park. Leading off the night for the Red Wings, Philip Bernstein. Pitching for the Doubledays, Tommy Moore Jr. First pitch of the game is in for strike one. Back for more baseball here at Falcon Park after a short hiatus of the last game off due to losing my voice in the game against the Muck Dogs. Or the game against the Rapids, rather. But we're back. We'll have more of a voice than we did last time. And the second pitch is ball one to Bernstein. Two and one the count on Bernstein. Philip Bernstein in right field tonight for the Red Wings. As the next pitch he sees is ball three. Catcher Dunkel wanted the call from the umpire, did not get it.
No, that's not I didn't see it. If they were farther down to their right, it would be.
A foul ball. Moves the count to full. The full count pitch to Bernstein. Another foul ball.
They don't know. One or bad. Yep.
The full count pitch from Tommy Moore. Another foul ball straight back. Some Brave fans sitting behind home plate tonight did not flinch when the ball hit that protective netting. And Moore is going to try the full count pitch again. As time is called at the plate by Bernstein. A swing and a ground ball fielded by Moore, flipped on to Norson at first for the first out of the game. That brings up the shortstop, Brendan Myers. Myers hitting 237 on the season. The Red Wings are 4-1 against Auburn this season as the first pitch is fouled back for strike one. Defensively for the Doubledays today, Moore pitching to Dunkel. Norson on first, Smith on second, Mattson on third, O'Farrell at short. The next pitch to Myers inside ball one. Outfield left to right for the Doubledays, Atal, Kanalakis, and Dalcolo. The 1-1 pitch falls in for strike two as Myers finds himself behind in the count 1-2. Breaking ball stays high. 2-2 the count. Some stats on Moore for the season. 1-1 with a 5 even ERA through 9 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. As that is his 8th strikeout and the second out of this first inning. That brings up third baseman Thomas Latham. Latham hitting .259 on the season. First pitch is chopping foul off the right side. 0-1 the count. The 0-1. A ground ball to the second baseman, Connor Smith. Throw on to first in time for the third out of the top of the first inning. We'll be right back at Falcon Park for more Doubledays baseball in just a bit.
All you need section for 20 hours. No, I mean buffet.
Yeah.
The Auburn Doubledays promote good sportsmanship at this family-friendly event. We request your cooperation in supporting the players, coaches, officials, and especially fans in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. A reminder to all spectators, please be alert at all times during today's game. Baseballs can accidentally fly into the seating areas. Please be alert to the action. The Auburn Doubledays want everyone to have a safe and enjoyable game
The
experience.
spots where have little openings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watertown's not that dry, but still.
Yeah, it's direct. I mean,
Yeah.
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 But especially from Syracuse, I mean, it's zoom.
Yeah. Well, but the dirt thing is getting
What is it? 40. That's 46.
It's second.
46.
Second exit from St. Run Mall. Because it's up the mall.
The what is it? Arsenal Street.
Arsenal Street to Mall. It's just
Yeah.
it's second street over. It's the second street over.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So
Leading off for the Doubledays in this home half of the first inning, third baseman Logan Matson. On the mound for the Red Wings is Patrick Riley. Riley has a 5.25 ERA through 12 innings pitched with 9 strikeouts. The first pitch to Matson on the outside corner, strike one. Matson 0 for 2 in their last home game against the Muck Dogs. 2 walks and 2 runs. As he swings through the next pitch. Finds himself behind in an 0-2 count. The 0-2 doesn't get the chase from Matson. 1-2 the count. The 1-2 pitch from Riley. A ground ball to the third baseman, Latham. Throw on to first. In time for the out. That brings up the shortstop, Griffin O'Farrell. O'Farrell was University of Virginia's Player of the Year, announced earlier today. He was 0 for 2. 2 walks and 2 runs in that same game against the Muck Dogs. A foul ball off the right side starts the count at 0-1. O'Farrell is 12th in the league in batting average, looking to move up with a hit here. Next pitch to O'Farrell, outside, ball 1. The next pitch fouled off over the press box. 1-2 the count.
my brothers are done fish fry today.
How are they in town for?
Tomorrow they're leaving.
Next pitch, grounded onto second, fielded by Cody. Throw on to first in time for the second out of the inning. That brings up the first baseman, Brian Norson. Defensively for the Red Wings tonight, Glinski doing the catching for Riley. Griffin on first, Cody on second, Latham on third, Myers at short. Outfield left to right, Hastings, Charles, and Bernstein. First pitch to Norson. Outside, ball one. The 1-0 pitch to Norson. A swing and a miss for strike one. Outside, ball two. 2-1 the count on Norson. Norson was 1 for 3 with a single and a sacrifice fly against the Muck Dogs. As that one's grounded up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Myers. Throw on to first. First baseman tags him as he comes off the bag for the third out of the first inning. 0-0 after one. We'll be back for the second inning here at Falcon Park.
Baseball field is across the street. Baseball and softball both across the street from the college. If you get off the exit, you'll see the football field. The same message, you head down the same this direction. Yeah, take a left, stay on that same road, down to the next one. Down two traffic lights, so then make a left, and then you can advance.
Leading off this second inning of play from Falcon Park, first baseman Benjamin Griffin. The first pitch from Moore to Griffin. Down in the turf for strike one. Ball one, rather. Excuse me. Missed one ball game, and now I'm mixing up my balls and strikes. That one also a ball. 2-0 the count. The next pitch skied into right field. Del Colo going back. Makes the catch for the first out of the second inning. Brings up the designated hitter in tonight's game, Brady Slinger. Slinger hitting .328 on the year. One of the higher batting averages on Geneva's roster. First pitch swinging into right field again. Del Colo moving over, makes the catch. Another fly out, a line out rather, to the right fielder, Sam Del Colo. That brings up the catcher, Jeremy Glinsky. First pitch to Glinsky. Down low, ball one. The 1-0 pitch is in there for strike one. Evens the count at 1-1 on Glinsky. Breaking ball falls in. 1-2 the count. As a foul tip into the glove of Dunkel in the second 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Moore Jr. so far in this game. We'll be right back with the Doubledays half of the second inning here from Falcon Park.
So many words before the umpire says it. I've heard enough.
They usually let you know.
Yeah.
It isn't like they'll just, okay, you're out of here.
It's usually a short, it's usually like a short fuse. Oh, by the way, this one I bumped into at OCC game. Keystone pitcher we saw versus Merchant Marines. The game I called.
Oh, yeah.
That pitcher was there. And he pitched for OCC.
Yeah?
He pitched for 1 2 OCC teams.
Yeah.
You know about my prediction.
Yeah. I think that my friends at the Newark game, they said there's a player on Newark's going to go to OCC. They said.
Yeah. This kid pitched for Keystone.
I think
He was the starting pitcher. Keystone versus Marines.
Right, yeah. No, I was at the game, yeah.
Yeah, this was the starting pitcher.
Yeah.
But you didn't know about my prediction.
Leading off this bottom of the second inning for the Doubledays, the extra hitter for tonight, Matt Livingston. Livingston went 2 for 3 in that last home game against the Muck Dogs. Had a double, a single, and he walked. Looking to have some similar success tonight against the Red Wings. As the first pitch from Riley on the outside corner, strike one. Riley out, starting his second inning of work. As the next pitch is just off the plate, evens the count at 1-1. A swing and a line drive to the second baseman, Cody. Picked off the ground, throw on to first for the out. That brings up tonight's left fielder, Ty Atal. Ty was 0 for 3 in that last game against the Muck Dogs. He did reach base via the walk once. First pitch to Atal in there for strike one.
So, Tom donated some baseballs to the Doubledays. And I told Don, and Don wants.
A line drive from Atal into left field. Hastings camps under it, makes the catch for the second out of the second inning. That brings up tonight's catcher, Carson Dunkel. First pitch to Dunkel. A swing and a foul ball. Straight back for strike one. Dunkel hitting 200 on the season. A swing and a fly ball into left field. Looks like it's going to drop. A diving play from the left fielder, Hastings, and he makes the catch. Lost his sunglasses in the process, but he did make the catch for the third out of the second inning. An amazing diving play from the Red Wings left fielder gets us out of the second inning. We'll be back to start the third here from Falcon Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to give a special shout out to my brothers who came all the way from the Philadelphia area, and today is their birthday. Let's wish them a happy birthday.
So where's the cake? Where's the cake?
So Fred was one of the kids on the Portland team. The game I was up there, his birthday. His teammates on the bench started singing happy birthday. He's up to the plate. You know what that led to, right? Him striking out. And then walking back to the dugout.
How am I supposed to bat? How am I like, well,
Yeah. I mean, would your buddies do that to you?
yeah, I hope not.
Now batting for Geneva, number 4, left fielder.
Leading off for the Red Wings, left fielder Corson Hastings, who had the last two putouts of the bottom of the second inning. More out starting his third inning of work. First pitch in there, strike one. They fly out from Atal, and then an amazing diving catch to rob Carson Dunkel the first hit of the night as the second pitch is outside for ball one. 1-1 the count on Hastings. Third pitch in there for strike two. 1-2 the count. 1-2 the count. Fouled off over the stands on the third base side. Keeps the count at 1-2. A foul ball from Hastings. 1-2. The count still on Hastings.
I mean, I get what Don, like, it's not like he forced me. No,
Another foul ball from Hastings. Keeps the count at 1-2. Both teams in search of their first hit for the night. As that one's grounded up the middle. Fielded by O'Farrell. No throw on to first. And that'll be the first hit of the night. Courtesy of Corson Hastings. That brings up the second baseman, Dalton Cody. Cody looking to raise his 185 batting average so far this season, as Hastings gets his lead from first. First pitch to Cody in there for strike one. 0-1 the count on Cody. Up high, ball one. 1-1 the count. No outs, runner on first for Cody. As looked like Cody wanted to call time, but too late. As the next pitch is a called strike. Finds himself behind in a 1-2 count. A foul tip into the glove of Dunkel. Big swing from Dalton Cody for the third strikeout of the night and the first strikeout of this third inning. That brings up the extra hitter for tonight, Noah Reichman. Hastings still on first base. As swinging through the first pitch is Reichman for strike one. 0-1 the count on Reichman. Just off the plate for ball one. 1-1 the count. One out, runner on first for Reichman. A swing, a fly ball to center field. Kanalakis charging in. Doesn't make the catch. Throw to second, not in time. Another hit for the Red Wings. Moves the runner to second. Puts two runners on for the center fielder, Lachlan Charles. A foul tip into the glove of Dunkel for strike one. As Hastings and Reichman both get their leads off of first and second base. Next pitch from Moore, just off the plate, evens the count at 1-1. Moore looking to get a double play ball, get out of the inning with no runs scored for the Red Wings. That is the hope, always the hope, to get out of an inning without runs. No runs does help you win a ball game. A swing and a miss from Charles. Finds himself behind in a 1-2 count. A foul ball through the legs of Dunkel. Keeps the count at 1-2. Another 1-2 pitch from Moore. He likes the sign from his catcher. As that one's fouled off, and we'll try the 1-2 again. Another 1-2 from Moore. Another foul ball from Charles. Moore is going to try the 1-2 again. A foul tip into the glove of Dunkel for the second strikeout of the inning and the second out of the top of the third. The lineup turns over and right fielder Philip Bernstein steps in. Bernstein grounded out back to Moore to lead off the game in the first inning. Steps in with 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the third. As that one is grounded to Smith at second, thrown on first, in time for the out. The Red Wings strand 2 runners here in the top of the third. We'll be back for the Doubledays half of the third in just a moment.
Cards, you play ball person. Yeah. Say play ball. I mean something like that for report cards.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Doubledays, center fielder Dimitri Kanalakis. Kanalakis was 1 for 4 in that Muck Dogs game with a single. Looking to get the first hit for the Doubledays tonight. As that one's grounded to the shortstop Myers. Throw on to first. In time for the out. That brings up the right fielder, Sam Del Colo. Del Colo, another hitter looking for the first hit of the night for the Doubledays. As the first pitch he sees is off the plate, 4-1. The 1-0. Foul tip into the glove of Glinski. 1-1 the count. Patrick Riley out. 1 out into the third inning. Next pitch, Del Colo swings. 1-2 the count.
Patriot National, Sextar Division or D.
Doesn't get the chase from Del Colo. Evens the count at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch from Del Colo, or from Riley to Del Colo, rather. Outside ball 3. Full count now on Del Colo. Del Colo looking to be possibly the first base runner here if he can draw the walk. As foul tipped into the glove of Glinski for the second out of the inning. With 2 outs and no one on, second baseman Connor Smith steps in. Smith looking to raise his 188 batting average so far this season. First pitch called strike 1. The 0-1 down in turf for ball 1, evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 to Smith, lined over to first base, fielded by Griffin. Takes it himself to the bag for the third out of the third inning. 3 up, 3 down, go the Doubledays for the third inning in a row. We'll be back to start the fourth inning of play here from Falcon Park.
Hockey's on NBCSN for game 1, game 2, game 3 is on NBC.
They start tonight.
They already started.
Yeah.
5-1 Tampa.
Wow. Yeah, you're Tampa. I mean, they're
Yeah.
They do have a good team.
Yeah, game 3 is up in Montreal. First 2 in Tampa.
Montreal could split the first 2 games, and then they might have a chance.
Leading off this top of the fourth inning for the Red Wings, second baseman Brendan Myers. Myers, a strikeout victim back in the first. Tommy Moore looking to do the same or similar. First pitch to Myers, down low, ball 1. 1-0 count on Myers. As that is lined at the third baseman, gets past a diving Matson. A single for Myers. That brings up the third baseman for the Red Wings, Thomas Latham. Latham 0 for 1, grounded out to second in the first. Throw over to first, no tag. Another throw over to first, no tag again. See if we get the first pitch here to Latham. First pitch to Latham is a called strike one.
Last night they played three teams and they played each one played a doubleheader at Union Spring.
The next pitch from Moore. Takes off for second base. As was fouled off by Latham. Myers having to go all the way back to first. Shows you what great friends these Geneva players are, helping their buddies get their steps back in. As Myers has to walk all the way back to first. A ground ball up the middle. A base hit for Thomas Latham. Moves Myers up to second.
Number 22, first baseman Benjamin Griffin.
Back-to-back singles for the Red Wings. Brings up the first baseman, Benjamin Griffin. Griffin flew out to right field in the second. Stands in now with no outs and 2 runners on. As that is skied out to right field. Del Colo tracking back, makes the catch. Myers tags from second and moves up to third. That brings up the designated hitter, Brady Slinger. Flew out to right field in the second, very similar to the way Benjamin Griffin did. He stands in with 1 out and runners on the corners. First pitch to Slinger in there for strike one. The second pitch, outside, ball one. The 1-1 pitch from Moore. Throw over to first, no tag. The 1-1 pitch from Moore. A swing and a foul ball off the third base side. 1-2 the count on Slinger. The 1-2 to Slinger. Another foul ball over the press box. Keeps the count at 1-2.
Between doing a plaque and come on, Jimmy, let me in. I'm a girl. Okay, no idea. You forgot it. Well, Jimmy.
Another 1-2 pitch from Moore, grounded through the shortstop gap. Scores the first run of the ball game.
You run it in the ground. Number 32, the catcher, Jeremy Glinsky.
That brings up the catcher, Jeremy Glinsky. Runners on first and second and 1 out. Here in the top of the fourth inning. 2 on, 1 out. A ground ball to Matson. Steps on third, throw over to first. Pass Norson at first base. As Latham goes home. Slinger, rather, rounds third and scores. I believe that's going to be a fielder's choice and an error.
It's 2 number right now. Yes. And is there an error in the play?
Got the out as Matson stepped on third for an out. And that is going to be a single through a fielder in way of a fielder's choice. And an error on the throw is going to move Glinsky into second base.
Did you hear Ken McAfee talking about how Aaron Rodgers, not Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady almost became the same? I read that where he wanted.
As now the left fielder Corson Hastings steps in with 1 on and 2 outs here in a 2-run ball game.
Oh yeah, I heard that on sports radio today.
First pitch to Hastings is a ball.
I don't even know why they would even like that. You know, he could.
A foul tip into the glove of Dunkel evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Hastings. Down in the turf for ball 2. 2-1 the count. 2 outs, runner on second for the Red Wings. Time called at the plate by Hastings. Adjusting his batting gloves and getting right back into the box.
Why would you get that? You don't like the Jets. We like every NFL team
Up high, ball 3. Hastings finds himself ahead in a 3-1 count.
If you really want to send an autograph, you should get his butt up here now. But I'd have to charge $50.
The 3-1 pitch from Moore. As Hastings draws the walk, first walk of the ball game. That brings up the second baseman Dolan Cody, a strikeout victim last inning. First pitch skied into left center field. Kanalakis camping under it, makes the catch. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning here from Falcon Park. leading off this bottom of the fourth inning for the Doubledays, the 10 hitter and the designated hitter, Marcus Maristella. Team leading 368 average on the season, tied for first on the team with 8 RBIs. As first pitch swinging fouled off the third base side. Owen won the count. Second pitch from Riley. Falls in for strike 2. Maristella finds himself in an 0-2 hole. As Maristella calls time at the plate. Deep breath, regains himself, and steps back in. Swings at a pitch in the dirt. Throw on a first in time for the first out. And the lineup turns over as the third baseman Logan Matson steps in. Matson grounded out to third to lead the game off in the first inning. As looked like he was going to square around a bunt, but pulls back as the first pitch is ball 1. The 1-0 pitch from Patrick Riley. A swing and a fly ball, chopping foul on the right side. Off of the Geneva clubhouse. Evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Riley. Down in the turf for ball 2. 2-1 the count now on Matson.
16th of August they come to camp. You're gonna need an announcer for the soccer game, right? Boom, 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 boom.
Next pitch to Matson in there for strike 2. Evens the count at 2-2.
What's gonna happen when we're just for chicken? It's bad anyway. It's been cold for years.
The 2-2 pitch from Riley outside ball 3. Full count, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. A swing and a ground ball to the third baseman. Latham throw on a first. Overthrow as Matson falls, trying to round first and go to second. And Logan Matson will reach on an error. That brings up the shortstop, Griffin O'Farrell. Grounded out to second, back in the first. Stands in with 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch to O'Farrell. Down in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0 to O'Farrell. Down low for ball 2. O'Farrell ahead in the count, 2-0.
Chicago was doing work to their stadium. They played at Illinois.
Right.
Why play it?
The 2-0 pitch to O'Farrell. Another low pitch, 4-3. O'Farrell finds himself on the better side of a 3-0 count. The 3-0 pitch from Riley. In there for strike one.
She was practicing for the Olympics, and this girl hired a guy to go and put her in the leg with all fire iron. And it was like this guy.
3-1 the count on O'Farrell. Throw over to first. Tag not in time as Matson dives back safely. Another 3-1 count. 3-1 pitch, rather, to O'Farrell. Matson takes off for second as O'Farrell draws the walk. And that brings up the first baseman, Brian Norson, with 2 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning.
I don't know. I don't know if that's, it might be Livingston they call that. I honestly don't.
Norson grounded out to short in the 1st inning. Doubledays have their first 2 base runners of the game in the form of Matson and O'Farrell. First pitch to Norson falls in for strike one. As it looks like it might be starting to rain, as many people moving their way up to the general admission seats that are covered. The 0-1 fouled off by Norson. Moves the count to 0-2. Umbrellas going up quickly as 5-6 umbrellas already up in the box seats. The 0-2 pitch. The appeal to the field ump says he did not go. 1-2 the count. The 1-2 pitch to Norson.
We're looking for a dog walker, airport shuttle driver. How about a house sitter?
Down in the turf for ball 2.
He's a pet sitter for $100 an hour.
2-2 the count.
Yeah, after this, it's going to pass over us. A little investigator.
The 2-2 to Norson. Called strike 3 for the second out of the bottom of the 4th inning. That brings up the extra hitter, Matt Livingston, with 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. As first pitch to Livingston, down low, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch to Livingston. outside. 4-2. Livingston ahead 2-0 in the count. The umbrella count is up to 7, so the rain must be coming down fairly hard. Not really visible from the press box up here, where it is nice and air conditioned and dry. Next pitch to Livingston outside, ball 3. 3-0 the count. A 3-0 count on Livingston with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Matson on second, O'Farrell on first. As the next pitch to Livingston in there, strike 1. The 3-1 to Livingston.
No, because I think the board should be more called.
Called strike 2 on the outside corner. The Auburn Doubledays fans not a fan of that call. Nonetheless, 2 outs and the count is full on Livingston. Runners take off as that's fouled off by Livingston. Both runners having to go back to the bases they started at. Another full count pitch from Riley. As that is a fly ball onto the left side. Fouled out of play. Keeps the count full. Matson and O'Farrell having to go back to their bases again. Another full count pitch to Livingston. Runners moving on the pitch. Down below the zone for ball 4. The second walk of the inning. Everyone moves up 90 feet. And the left fielder, Ty Attal, moves into the batter's box. As time is called by the catcher, Glinski, to go out and talk to his pitcher. Attal flew out to left field. Back in the second inning. As he stands in now with bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Attal is strike 1. The 0-1 to Attal. Down below the zone, evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Riley. Swing and a fly ball out to shallow left field. Going back is Griffin, and he makes the catch. As the Doubledays leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 through 4 here at Falcon Park in favor of the Red Wings. We'll be back to start the 5th inning of work in just a bit.
Now that little shower didn't last but a couple minutes.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed with what these two coaches do. They don't sing it to their players anything.
Right, yeah.
Cookies is his usual self up there, right? The game you went to?
What was that?
Cooch is his usual self.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, with the, of course. Yeah, Jason can say, like just like Jason always, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
they had the, I don't know, have you ever heard of,
Leading off this top of the 5th inning for the Red Wings, the extra hitter Noah Reichman. Reichman singled back in the 3rd. Tommy Moore Jr. out starting his 5th inning of work as both bullpens stay quiet. First pitch to Reichman, ball 1. The 1-0 to Reichman. Down low, ball 2. The next pitch falls in for strike 1. 2-1 the count on Reichman. Reichman, the extra hitter in tonight's contest, as Tommy Moore steps off. The 2-1 pitch fouled off. Evens the count at 2-2.
Let's say if I worked overnights or whatever, I'd go at like 6, 7 in the morning. What's this? Is this a secret? Yeah. I don't do those. I put them on my computer. What do they do? Give me my computer, please.
The 2-2 pitch from Moore. Swings through it is Reichman for the first out of this 5th inning. That brings up the center fielder, Lachlan Charles. Charles, a senior at Cornell University. And the strikeout victim back in the 3rd. Shows bunt, pulls it back in time as the first pitch is ball 1. The 1-0 pitch from Moore. Inside, ball 2. 2-0 the count on Charles. A swing and a high fly ball off the right side in foul territory. Norson moves over, camps under it, makes the catch for the second out of the 5th inning. As the lineup turns over and the leadoff hitter Philip Bernstein steps in. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Ground out to the pitcher and a ground out to second base. The first pitch to Bernstein on the outside corner for strike 1. The next pitch from Moore outside evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Bernstein. In there for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch from Moore. Just outside, off the plate, evens the count at 2-2. A swing and a miss from Bernstein. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Red Wings in the top of the 5th. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th inning here from Falcon Park. Leading off in this bottom of the 5th inning for the Doubledays, the catcher Carson Dunkel. Doubledays stranded the bases loaded last inning. Still in search of their first hit here in the bottom of the 5th. Patrick Riley out starting his 5th inning of work. The first pitch to Dunkel. In there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch from Riley. A swing and a ground ball to the shortstop. Throw on to first. Could not be fielded by the first baseman. And Dunkel reaches on an error. That brings up the center fielder, Kanalakis, here with 1 on and no outs. Still in search of their first hit, as there have been 2 walks and 2 errors so far. Kanawakis looking to get the wheels turning for the Doubledays in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dunkel gets his lead off of first. First pitch to Kanawakis falls in for strike 1. Kanawakis 0 for 1 so far tonight. Grounded out to the shortstop. As that is grounded to the shortstop. Throw on to second. No throw to first. As Kanawakis reaches on the fielder's choice. And that brings up the right fielder, Sam Del Colo, a strikeout victim back in the 3rd. Looking to reach for the first time tonight. The first pitch to Del Colo. Kanawakis takes off for second. The throw not in time as he overslides the bag, and they tag him as he goes over. As 2 outs now, no one on for Del Colo. As it looks like there is someone warming up down in the Doubledays bullpen. Next pitch to Del Colo off the plate. Next pitch called strike. Outside ball 2. Even is the count at 2-2. The 2-2 to Del Colo. Ball 3 moves the count to full. The full count pitch to Del Colo. A foul tip into the glove of Glinski for the 3rd out of the bottom of the 5th inning. Through 5, the Red Wings still up 2. We'll be back for the 6th inning here from Falcon Park.
Very difficult time on that. No, this catcher can throw from his knees and right on second base.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dimitri would try it, though.
Yeah. yeah, but no.
Doesn't mean he'd be in there, but he's
no, but no, he's
right.
Leading off the 6th inning for the Red Wings, shortstop Brandon Myers. 1 for 2 tonight. Strikeout and a single. Eventually scored the first run of the ball game. The first pitch called strike 1. The 0-1 from Moore. A ground ball past third baseman Logan Matson. A single for Myers.
Number 38, third baseman Thomas Latham.
That brings up the third baseman Thomas Latham. First pitch to Latham called strike 1. Latham 1 for 2, ground out and a single. The throw over to first, not in time. As the runner takes off for second, throw from Dunkel off track, and a stolen base for Brandon Myers. The 1-1 to Latham. Fouled into the Geneva dugout. Moves the count to 1-2. The 1-2. Up high. 4-2. Evens the count at 2-2. As the next pitch is in the turf, 4-3, stopped by Dunkel to keep Brandon Myers at second base. A full count now on Thomas Latham. The full count pitch from Tommy Moore Jr. Down below the zone, 4-4, and Latham draws a walk.
Number 22, first baseman Benjamin Griffin.
That brings up the first baseman Benjamin Griffin, as it looks like the pitching coach is going to come out and talk to his starter, Tommy Moore. It looks like there is someone warming up down in the Doubledays bullpen. It looks like it is possibly Carson Gerhardy. As Tommy Moore steps back on the mound here in the top of the 6th. 2 on and no out, as the first baseman Benjamin Griffin steps in to take his hex. First pitch from Moore on the outside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 from Moore. Same spot for strike 2. And Benjamin Griffin finds himself on the wrong side of an 0-2 count.
Oh, I know those two. That's John Rizzo's mom and dad.
The 0-2 from Moore. Swung on and missed by Griffin for the first out of the 6th inning. That brings up the designated hitter, Brady Slinger, but not before head coach Ben Julian comes out and goes to the bullpen. We'll let the new pitcher warm up, and we'll be back with some information on who this is taking over for Tommy Moore Jr. New pitcher for the Doubledays, Carson Garardi, takes over for Tommy Moore Jr. First hitter he will face is the designated hitter, Brady Slinger, with 2 on and 1 out here in the top of the 6th. First pitch from Garardi is strike 1. Next pitch from Gerhardy in there for strike 2. 0-2 the count on Slinger. Gerhardy taking over for Moore. Moore went 5 1/3, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 6 hits, and 2 runs. Only one of them earned. It's the next pitch to Slinger, up high for ball 1. 1-2 the count on Slinger. Slinger working on a 1-for-2 night with a single and a fly out to right, as the next pitch is below the zone for ball 2. 2-2 the count on Slinger. Time called at the plate by Slinger. A swing and a ground ball back to the pitcher. Throw on to first for an out. Two outs here in the top of the 6th, but each runner moves up 90 feet as the catcher, Jeremy Glinsky, comes into the box with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. First pitch to Glinsky is strike one. The next pitch, check swing. Home plate umpire says he did go. 0-2 the count on Glinsky. The 0-2, just off the plate, 4-1. 1-2 is the count here with 2 outs and 2 runners on in the top of the 6th. As he's going to swing on the pitch inside. 4 strike 3 and the 3rd out of the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back for the Doubledays half of the 6th inning in just a moment. Patrick Riley out starting his 6th inning of work here at Falcon Park. As the second baseman Connor Smith steps in. 0 for 1 so far today. A fly out to the first baseman, Benjamin Griffin. The first pitch to Smith. In there for strike 1. The 0-1 from Riley. A swing and a miss from Smith. And he finds himself on the wrong side of an 0-2 count. Doubledays still in search of their first hit tonight. No hits so far through 5 innings. As that one is outside, 4-1. The 1-2 pitch from Riley. Called strike 3. And Doubledays still in search of that vital first hit.
Number 6, designated
That brings up the designated hitter, Marcus Maristella. Maristella, strikeout victim, back in the fourth. The first pitch to Maristella is ball one. The 1-0 to Maristella. Up high, ball two. Two and 0 on Maristella, looking to reach for the first time tonight and possibly be the Doubledays' first hit. As he holds off the ball outside. 3-0 the count now on Maristella. The next pitch from Riley in there for strike one. 3-1 count on Maristella. Up high, ball four. A 5-pitch walk to Maristella. But he reaches first base. The lineup turns over as third baseman Logan Matson steps in. 1 on, 1 out. Matson reached on an error in the fourth and grounded out to the third baseman in the first. Maristella getting a lead off of first as Matson fouls the first one back for strike one. The 0-1 pitch to Matson. Not a pitch to Matson, a throw over to first, but no tag. The 0-1 to Matson. A high fly ball out to center field. Going back is Charles. Camping under it, makes the catch for the second out of the bottom of the sixth inning. That brings up the shortstop, Griffin O'Farrell. 0 for 1. The ground out and a walk. Another Doubleday steps in looking for the first hit of the night. Maristella leaning towards second, throw over to first. Not in time as Maristella dives back safely. The first pitch to O'Farrell. Maristella takes off for second, the throw. Not in time as a stolen base for Marcus Maristella. Must have learned from Dimitri Kanalakis, as Kanalakis was there safely but overslid the bag and was tagged when he was past the bag. The 0-1 pitch to O'Farrell turns into a 1-1 count with 2 outs and a runner on second in the bottom of the sixth inning. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball out to right center field. Charles moving over, makes the catch for the third out of the sixth inning. After 6, Doubledays down 2-0. Still in search of their first hit. We'll be back as Carson Garrity warms up for his second inning of work here from Falcon Park.
Vandy's got like the two starters there that are like maybe, yeah.
All right, fans. Some hot items going quick over at the concession stand. Right now, there's $2 hot dogs, $2 pretzels, and $3 burgers at the concession stand. That's $2 hot dogs, $2 pretzels, and $3 burgers.
Leading off for the Red Wings, left fielder Corson Hastings, 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Looking to stay hot and reach for the third time tonight. The Red Wings still lead the Doubledays 2-0. As first pitch to Hastings inside, 4-1. Strike one evens the count at 1-1 on Hastings. Breaking ball from Garrity does not fall in the zone as the ball moves to 2-1. Count moves to 2-1 rather. A foul tip into the glove of Dunkel moves the count to 2-2.
Are you really though?
No, I'm ready.
What are you saying? He strikes out on both sides.
2-2 fouled off. Keeps the count at 2-2. Here with no outs in the top of the 7th inning. Another 2-2 from Garrett Hardy. Swing and a miss from Hastings for the first out of this 7th inning. And that brings up the second baseman, Dalton Cody. Cody 0 for 2 tonight. Strikeout and a fly out to left field. First pitch to Cody inside, 4-1. 1-0 the count. A foul tip moves the count to 1-1. The ball was fouled off and it hit the catcher Carson Dunkel. So they took a minute and he seems to be all right, as the trainer didn't come out to look at him, but self-proclaimed all right is Carson Dunkel as the breaking ball stays high. Moves the count to 2-1. A swing and a fly ball on the left side. Out of play. As the count moves 2 and even 2-2. The 2-2 from Gerhardy. Down low. Ball 3, and the count moves to full here with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Cody looking to reach for the first time tonight, as that is a line drive to the left fielder, Ty Attal, and he makes the catch. That brings up the extra hitter, Noah Reichman, with 2 outs and no one on here in the top of the 7th inning. The first pitch to Reichman. Swings through it for strike 1. 0-1 the count on Reichman. Another swing and a miss from Reichman. Moves the count to 0-2. Gerhardy looking for his 3rd strikeout of the night here, as the count is 0-2. A swing and a line drive into the left center gap. Rolling to the wall as Kanalakis chases after it. Rounding second is Reichman into third safely as Matson stops the ball. A triple for Noah Reichman. As center fielder Lachlan Charles steps in. The 1 on and 2 outs. Runner on third just off the left side of your screen. As the first pitch to Charles, grounded back to the pitcher, thrown on to first in time for the out. The run does not count as the game stays 2-0. It's the middle of the 7th. It's time to stretch here at Falcon Park, and we'll be back for the home half of the 7th in just a moment. Leading off this bottom of the 7th inning for the Doubledays, first baseman Brian Norson. Doubledays still in search of their first hit as Patrick Riley steps out to start his 7th inning of work. First pitch to Norson off the plate for ball 1. The 1-0 to Norson. Big swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 to Norson. Down in the turf for ball 2. 2-1 the count now on the first baseman, Norson. The next pitch below the zone. 3-1 the count. The 3-1. A swing and a line drive into center field. A diving center fielder, Lachlan Charles, as it drops. Norson rounding first, going to second for the first hit of the night for the Doubledays. As time is going to be called because the center fielder, Lachlan Charles, looks like he dove a little awkwardly to try to catch that ball. As it looks like the coach and possibly the trainer are going to go out and take a look. Coach stops halfway as Charles must have given him the thumbs up. First hit of the ball game from the Doubledays, as that will end the night for Patrick Riley. We'll figure out who the new pitcher is and let him warm up, and we'll be right back with more Doubledays baseball here on the Doubledays YouTube channel.
They will let him stay until he hit his first hit.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Patrick Riley.
Yeah. Which is number 1? Yeah. That's a rare number for pitcher. I don't know what high school he went to.
New pitcher for the Red Wings. Nick Fletcher takes over for Patrick Riley. Riley went 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 hit, no runs. The first batter that Fletcher will face will be the extra hitter, Matt Livingston, with the runner on second base. First pitch grounded through the first baseman, Brandon Griffin, as Norson scoring from second. The first run for the Doubledays, and the Doubledays string back-to-back hits together. That brings up tie it all with 1 on and no outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Ty steps in 0 for 2 tonight. A fly out to first and a fly out to left. As that one's grounded to the third baseman, Latham. Throw on to first. Not in time. An infield single for the left fielder, Ty Atal. The Geneva coach is coming out not happy with the call made. As everyone moves up 90 feet. And Carson Dunkel moves into the box. As Dunkel lays down a bunt, throw on to first, overthrows the first baseman. Scoring is Livingston. Rounding third is Atal, but he will get back to third safely. As a throwing error by the pitcher ties this ball game at 2. As the coach is going to come out and talk to his new pitcher, Nick Fletcher. The center fielder, Dimitri Kanalakis, steps in with runners on the corners and no outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runs already across for the Doubledays. Dunkel on first, Atal on third. First pitch, Kanalakis swinging. 0-1 the count now on Kanalakis. The Doubledays so far an exciting bottom of the 7th. All of their hits and runs so far this inning. Looks like umbrellas are starting to come back down as Kanalakis lays down the bunt, flip to the first baseman in time for the out, but Atal does score from third on the play. Dunkel moves up to second as Atal scores. Doubledays now have taken the lead 3-2. As the right fielder Sam Del Colo steps in with 1 out and a runner on second. First pitch to Del Colo, down low, ball 1. A ground ball to the second baseman, Cody. Throw on to first in time for the out. Second out of the bottom of the 7th. But Dunkel does move to third. Second baseman Connor Smith steps in with a runner on third and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. A big bottom of the 7th from the Doubledays here, looking to keep it going with 2 outs. The first pitch to Smith, lined right to the second baseman. Cody makes the play, running up the middle for the third out of the 7th inning. Through 7, the Doubledays lead 3-2. We'll be back to start the 8th inning of play here from Falcon Park. Leading off this 8th inning for the Red Wings, Philip Bernstein, as Gerhardy throws behind Bernstein.
Why'd you do that for Auburn?
1-0 the count on Bernstein as he swings through that one. 1-1 the count. As it looks like the rain is starting to come down a little harder now. 8 umbrellas out as he squares the bunt but pulls back in time, as that's called ball 2. 2-1 the count now. A swing and a miss from Bernstein evens the count at 2-2. A swing and a fly ball out to left field. O'Farrell moving over, makes the catch in the outfield grass. For the first out of the 8th inning. That brings up the shortstop, Brandon Myers. Myers 2 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 singles. Gerhardy out on his 3rd inning of work. As the first pitch to Myers is ball 1. 1-0 the count on Myers. The next pitch down low, ball 2. 2-0 the count now. As that is grounded, fielded by Logan Matson. No throw on to first, an infield single for Brandon Myers. That brings up the 3rd baseman, Thomas Latham. Latham 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and a ground out. He now stands in with 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count on Latham. Next pitch in there for strike 1. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 in there, called strike 2. 1-2 the count now on Latham.
Yeah. We're not allowed to sit here anymore because you, so.
Called strike 3 for the 2nd out of the top of the 8th inning. As that brings up the first baseman, Benjamin Griffin. First pitch to Griffin. In there for strike 1. 0-1 the count now. 2 outs, runner on first. Breaking ball stays high. Keeps the count at 1-1. A swing and a fly ball foul off the right side. moves the count to 1-2. 2 outs, runner on first. In a 1-2 count on Griffin. Runner takes off. Ball in the dirt, evens the count at 2-2. A stolen base for Myers. The 2-2 count with 2 outs. Grounded pass. Oh, diving play by Connor Smith. Throw on to first in time for the out. An amazing diving play, as it looks like the third base coach from Geneva is going to run over and argue a case with the first base coach from Geneva. An amazing diving play by Connor Smith at second base. For the third out of the top of the 8th inning. We'll be back for the home half of the 8th here from Falcon Park. Leading off this bottom of the 8th inning for the Doubledays, designated hitter Marcus Maristella. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Looking to reach for the second time tonight. The first pitch to Maristella. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. The 0-1 from Fletcher. Stays high for ball 1. Evens the count at 1-1. Next pitch fouled off the right side. One and 2 the count on Maristella. 2-2 the count now on Maristella. The 2-2 to Maristella. As Maristella must have thought it was a dropped third strike, but the umpire said he did catch it. As Maristella is now a strikeout victim. Lineup turns over and Logan Matson steps in. 0 for 3. Reached on an error, back in the fourth. First pitch swinging, fouled off for strike one. The 0-1 on Matson. Swinging a ground ball past the shortstop. Myers, a single for Logan Matson. That brings up the shortstop, Griffin O'Farrell. O'Farrell stands in 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 groundouts tonight. 1 out and a runner on first. First pitch in the turf for ball 1. The 1-1 to O'Farrell. Matson takes off for second. The throw in time for the out. It looked like he got in there safely from up here, but the call on the field is out. Matson caught stealing. And that brings up 2 outs now for O'Farrell. A swing and a fly ball, chopping foul off the right side into the Red Wings bullpen. 2-1 the count now on O'Farrell. A swing and a fly ball out to right field. Moving over is Bernstein. Makes the catch for the 3rd out of the 8th inning. Going into the 9th inning of play here at Falcon Park. Looks like we're going to have a new pitcher come in to close the game out. We'll be right back as we let the new pitcher warm up for what the Doubledays hope is the last half inning of play here from Falcon Park. Top of the 9th inning here at Falcon Park. New pitcher for the Doubledays, Sam Huff, takes over after Carson Gerhardy goes 2 2/3, 3 strikeouts, 2 hits. Leading off is Brady Slinger, the designated hitter for Geneva. First pitch is ball 1. 1-0 the count on Slinger. Next one below the zone. 2-0 the count. Strike 1. 2-1 now the count. Looks like it's still raining here at Falcon Park. Only 3 umbrellas up though, as that one is skied out to left field. A tall going back, camps under it, makes the catch for the first out of the 9th inning. That brings up the catcher, Jeremy Glinsky. Glinsky 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and reached down a fielder's choice back in the 4th. First pitch to Glinsky. Fouled back for strike 1. 0-1 the count now on Glinsky. A big swing and a miss puts Glinsky on the wrong side of an 0-2 count. Huff does not get the chase he wanted from Glinsky. 1-2 the count. The 1-2. A swing and a miss for the second out of the 9th inning. Second one. The Red Wings down to their final out here in the top of the 9th inning, as Corson Hastings steps in. First pitch inside, ball 1. Hastings 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and a strikeout. Next pitch in there for strike 1, 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch in the turf for ball 2. 2-1 the count. A swing and a foul ball evens the count at 2-2. Red Wings down to their last strike, as the count is 2-2 and the rain starts to heavy here at Falcon Park. The 2-2. Inside, ball 3 moves the count to full. A full count with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Huff comes set. A swing and a miss from Corson Hastings for the 3rd out of this 9th inning. The Doubledays win 3-2. As now the Doubledays win 3-2. Thank you for watching this presentation of Doubledays Baseball on the Doubledays YouTube. The Doubledays are away tomorrow in Watertown. No need to fear. Thursday and Friday they are home. Thursday against the Rapids and Friday against this same Geneva team. I hope you're staying cool and enjoying your evening, and we'll be back next time there's baseball here at Falcon Park.
That's basically, if